Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller. Happy Friday. Oh my gosh. As soon as I sat down to record this episode, there was like a little small rain shower. So I apologize. I don't think this mic will pick it up, but if it does, we have had like humidity and rain showers constantly for the past 2 weeks. It is insane. On one hand, it's like kind of nice because I feel like I'm in a Twilight movie, where it rains every single day. What was that? Like Forks, Minnesota? Where was that located at? I'm not sure, but it feels like that vibe, right? Like vampire vibe. And I've seen a lot of like Halloween content on social media, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is it autumn? Not that I want to like wish away summer, and we still have like a full 2 months of like high temperatures, but it has me like looking forward to the fall and looking forward to like cooler temperatures. Or maybe it's because it's been so freaking humid and hot, like in the 90s. Honestly, the zinnias and the monsteras outside, they're doing phenomenal. They are loving these temperatures. I think that the plants feel like they're in Florida or another humid climate because they are absolutely loving it. They're going to be in for a rude awakening, though, when they get moved inside and it's like chilly again. But for now, they're blooming, they're blossoming, they're doing all their things, and so are we. So I hope that you're doing well, whatever day you're listening to this episode. I hope all good things come to you and you're just on cloud nine. Or maybe you need to pick me up and need to listen to other people's problems so that you feel better about yourself. Either way, I'm here with you. So Fridays are Ask the Gals segments. I have 3 submissions today. If you want to hear your submissions, you can email me at goldenhourdrip@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram, goldenhourdrip. And if you haven't already, give the podcast a like, a review, a follow, all the things. We're on audio platforms and also on YouTube. So if you want to look at me, I'll pretend I'm looking at you, right? Okay, first question. I've been feeling super anxious lately, especially around the future and what uncertainties lie ahead. It's been impacting my focus and motivation. At times, we all feel a little anxious, especially when it comes to the future. But what is important to understand and realize that you cannot control the future. And I feel like that's such like a simple but annoying piece of advice. And I always try to remind myself to control what I can control, and the things that I can't control, let it go, because you're reliving the experience twice. If you're so worried about the future and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like this could happen, that could happen, and then maybe it does happen, but you put your body through the stress twice instead of just once. And if you can focus on being in the present and not focus on the future or the problems that might arise, then you have more good feeling to counterbalance maybe that not so good feeling, the time where, things don't pan out or turn out how you would hope to. And I think we all get like this sometimes. It's when we have a care, when we're caring about an outcome, and it's not bad to feel anxious, although it's not like the most fun emotion. It's definitely alerting your body, hey, we care about this thing a whole lot. And we can take a look at like our inner self, like, is this something that we should be caring about? Or, if this is like something to do with our future, like taking a test to be able to get into a program that you're looking forward to, or admission or a job or whatever. Being anxious just says, hey, like we care about this a whole lot. And if you can separate your worth and you as a person away from the outcome, you're going to have a better feeling around the entire situation. Because when you can separate yourself, you are creating a line and you're saying, hey, like that is not me. If I get this job, great. If I don't get this job, it has no impact on my self-worth. I'm still a good person. I'm still going to continue living. I'm still going to experience happiness. It might not just be down this road. And if it's impacting your day-to-day activities that you feel so restricted or almost paralyzed to make other choices because it all depends on this one thing, I would find ways to distract yourself and pass the time if it's like waiting on someone else's response. If it's something like more generic of, oh, I want to be so successful in my life and I'm nervous, I'm not going to measure up to like my parents' idea of me or anything of like that matter, realize that your life is not a dress rehearsal. So some people take 20s and say, oh, like your 20s don't matter. It's really your 30s, 40s, and 50s that matter. But 20s is not getting ready for the rest of your life, or even in teenhood, like in high school or starting out as a young adult. Like your life began when you took your first breath. There is no second chance or when will my life begin. It's happening right now, baby. So every single thing that you do, all the situations that you've been put in, they're preparing you, yes, for, the next circumstance or the next era of your life. But there's no dress rehearsal. You are in your life. And if it is feeling mundane or scary, it is your mindset that is going to shift into a more powerful state where you're not anxious, but you feel in control of your situation and of your present moment. So do not waste this time of worrying about the future, but instead just know you are exactly where you're supposed to be, because if you weren't where you were supposed to be, you wouldn't be here. The universe and God does not make mistakes. So you are right on track, okay? And worry about things that you can control, like putting, what outfit you're going to wear for the day. And checking things off that you can control is going to make you feel better and going to make you feel more centered and stable. So, little checklists do great. Affirmations are amazing. Therapy is even better. Talking to someone about your feelings can be so freeing, and you can really put it all in perspective from an outside source that doesn't really have any skin in the game. So if it's in regards to like, oh, I want to live up to my parents' expectations, or, my boyfriend wants me to do this, but I want to do this. Sometimes having that third party is so powerful and so helpful. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that the Golden Hour Drip podcast has a monthly newsletter. You'll find podcast updates, upcoming events and information, and bonus content. If you haven't already, click the link in the show notes and join today. Now, back to the show. The underconsumption core is trending right now, and while I think some of the video clips are too far, I'd like to start decluttering my home and only using what I need. How do I start to cleanse when I feel like I should keep it all? Okay, underconsumption core. I talked about this in my last podcast episode. I think underconsumption core is helpful, and I also think it's still very trendy because a lot of people are noting we're going into a recession, right? People don't have the same disposable income that they did previously. So we are saving more. We're pinching those pennies, we're couponing, and we're taking items that, maybe in the past we would have donated or, thrown out a lot quicker, and we're using them to completion. And there's nothing wrong with this. I have one hairbrush, and I've used that hairbrush since I got it. It's not broken. It's not anything. I just saw like a new trendy hairbrush, and I was like, oh, that's so cute, but I don't need a new hairbrush. Or makeup products. Like, for me, that's not, I love makeup. I love feeling beautiful, right? But I don't need a bunch of eyeliners because I don't wear eyeliners. They look gorgeous and so pretty in someone's like little vanity, but that's not something that I use daily. Now, if you're a makeup artist, absolutely, like all the eyeliners, or swimsuits. I feel like this summer I've seen so many swimsuits, and I've had, I've had multiple swimsuits, don't get me wrong. But every year on the float trip, I've been wearing this one piece. It's hot pink, and she does me so good. I love it so much. And I think it's important to realize that you don't have to use something until it's literally crumbling in your fingertips, but being more conscientious of where you're spending your money and what you're purchasing when you take it at the root, at the core of being, okay, I need to stop buying so much on, social media that's trending. There's TikTok shop, there's Instagram shop. Like there's so many things, right? Bombarded with one thing after another. I mean, this past week was Amazon Prime deals, and consumption is great. Like I love buying things too. I love feeling good about a shiny new object, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're feeling like your home is over cluttered, if you feel like you have too much stuff, yes, you can continue to like routinely get rid of things. Okay, I always spring clean, and then going into the fall, I take another look at everything. But that's not stopping it at the root. The root is over purchasing. It's over consumption. So if you feel like, hey, I want to participate in more minimalism, or I want to participate in this underconsumption core, take a look at where you're spending your money. What are you constantly buying that might not need to be bought so often? Maybe it's shoes, maybe it's clothing, maybe it's lotion, or any other collection that you might have in your home. Take a look at it and think, oh, like, is this actually pertinent to my life, or can I start reducing this down? Can I give it away? Can I donate it to someone who might actually need it, or might only have one of the things or none of the things, right? So I would start isolating areas of your house and taking a look at it and thinking, oh, like, when did I buy this? Why did I buy this? For me, water bottles is something that I cannot purchase over and over. And even at a restaurant, when they give you the little plastic cup, like I don't want to take it home. I would leave it at the restaurant. Okay. I don't want the souvenir cup. I don't want any part of that. I have 2 water bottles. I have my Stanley cup and my Owala. I love the Stanley for around the house. I think it's great. And even sometimes like I'll take it in my vehicle, but my Owala is for my workout classes, because when I knock over my Stanley, water goes everywhere. So I have my Owala and I have my Stanley. And then I have one little wine cooler that I got as a gift. It says Godmother on it. Thank you so much to my little godson, Malcolm. So I have that. And then I have a to-go coffee cup. That's it. Okay. I think that the overconsumption of water bottles or plastic cups is unrealistic. You don't need a whole cabinet filled with those things. So for me, that's one thing that I know I'm not going to repurchase multiple water bottles. I'm not going to take home souvenirs, or, if people have freebies, that's something that free is too much. Okay. It's going to cost me too much to take this free item, because it's going to cause clutter in my home. And I'm not about that. I'm not for that. So take any area of your life and think, where can I minimize? Where can I regift? Where can I donate? And then starting small in like a section of your house. I'm going to work on this one closet. I'm going to work on this one bathroom cabinet. I'm going to work in the pantry. And then notice the things that you are getting rid of, and make a little sticky note in your mind and think, hey, next time I want to purchase something that's in this category, ask myself, do I already have this? Can I get this from a thrift store? Can I get this secondhand? Do I have to buy new? Can I wait a week before purchasing it? Because sometimes it's that waiting period of, hey, do I actually want this? Or was it just trendy and did I want to jump on the bandwagon, right? I want to start being more active, but I feel like my spouse is not supportive. He won't ever go with me to the gym or even go for a walk. I feel embarrassed to go by myself. How do I get him on my same mindset? I think that when you are wanting to change or wanting to better yourself, it can be super easy to come up with roadblocks. If you are wanting to be more active, be more active. You don't need anybody else to improve yourself or to get into a hobby that you've been wanting to get into. It doesn't matter if your husband won't go with you or your boyfriend, you said spouse. Okay. It doesn't matter if your spouse won't go with you. It doesn't matter if your roommate doesn't support your new habit or your parents or whatever. When you're truly wanting to change yourself, it does not matter what anybody else is going to say. You know in your heart, hey, I'm going to be disciplined. Hey, I'm going to start this thing. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says or does. I know that my goals is to become more active, so I'm going to be more active. There's no reason to feel embarrassed. And I know that when you first start something new, it can be really challenging to feel accepted in that community, whether it's going to the gym or going to a dog park or maybe crocheting, any hobby, honestly, podcasting, or, if you start a YouTube channel or TikToking, like there's so many things that when you are a beginner, it can feel like all eyes are on you and nobody is paying that close attention to you. They are too worried about themselves. If you think about your own mindset, say you're going for a walk in your neighborhood and you might think, oh my gosh, like my outfit isn't cute enough, or my legs are chafing together. I should have put deodorant on my thighs. That happens to me. Or, oh gosh, did that, vehicle who went by, did they think, oh gosh, she's running too slow or she's going for a walk, or like, think of your thoughts that you just thought. Did you once think, oh my gosh, that guy is driving a beat up vehicle, it's so ugly? Or, oh gosh, my neighbor needs to prune her bushes, like they look terrible. No, the focus was on you. You were only focused on yourself. So if you're focused on yourself and you are so dialed into what you are doing or how you're showing up in the world, everybody else is the exact same. I promise you. And even if they think for a moment, oh, my neighbor from, 123C is going for the walk. That's the first time I've seen her on a walk. Guess what? They didn't think about you anymore after that, right? Like, you feel like everyone has their eyes on you because it's new. And I don't know why, but it can feel so embarrassing to be a beginner. But everyone has to start somewhere. You cannot be a genius. You cannot be a Picasso at the very day one. You have to learn and you have to grow and you have to make mistakes. And when you can do that, then you become the expert. Then you feel more comfortable in yourself. Your spouse or your roommate or your parents or your friends should not stop you from achieving your goals. Now, if there is more of a root problem of this person sabotaging your goals, right? If they think, I'm going to plan an event, get together, family meal during the time that you usually go for a walk, or maybe they hide your tennis shoes. I don't know. Maybe that would be a more serious thing to think about, but lead by example. Here's the funny thing. When you start taking care of yourself or doing anything, you can use like a little bit of reverse psychology when it comes to your spouse. And you can go for a walk and you can come back and you can say, oh my gosh, like my walk was so good. I just feel so invigorized. I feel so energized or whatever. I'm going to drink this water. It's such good water. I picked up electrolytes for myself. The next day you can go to the gym and you can come back from the gym and be like, oh, that gym workout was so good. I feel so strong. And just say little things on how it's improving your life, because I promise you the people around you will take notice and be like, Logan is feeling so good after a walk. She's getting those endorphins. Maybe next time she goes, I'm going to say, hey, like, you mind if I go with you? Right? Like, be the positive influence that you wish to see in your household, in your friend circle, wherever, because I promise you it will start to rub off. And ultimately, like, You are in charge of your goals and your life. Do not let anybody hold you back from living your dream and doing what is going to make you happy and feel good and feel just like content and happy with yourself. So good luck. All the, happy walks and things to you. Thank you to everyone who listened to this week's Golden Hour Drip podcast. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, all of the things. I swear it takes literal seconds and that means the entire world to me. And if you haven't already, you can follow us on social media, Instagram at Golden Hour Drip and on TikTok, Golden Hour Drip as well. I will see you in the next one. Bye.